One pandemic, two families, and countless questions about what the future holds for their kids' education.
The lack of resources really set them back, and I don't know if they will actually ever recover.
I don't know what I can see into the future and see how that'll affect him long term, but I definitely think it does affect him.
As April Miller works from home, her son Ethan learns from home, and it's been interesting.
One time I was actually on a Zoom call with a client and he knows my personal Zoom ID, and I looked up in the right-hand corner and he was trying to join my meeting.
She says he's coped better than she thought. Remote learning has grown her fourth graders' curiosity, work ethic, and appreciation for pre-pandemic life. But it hasn't been easy.
It's really been hard for him. It really has, and makes me kind of sad. Sorry.
It's emotional, watching Ethan miss out on typical fourth grade fun while trying to solve multi-step math problems.
He's had a lot of changes with teachers. It's hard enough to try to learn remotely, not being in that face-to-face.
And research shows some of the ways we've had to adapt have hurt kids' education. A study from a nonprofit that assesses student growth found that average scores for 3rd to 8th grade math were 5 to 10 percentile points lower this school year than last year.
We see that kids are making gains, and in reading, those are pretty similar with what we see in a more typical year. But it's in math where we really see the learning has slowed down.
Karen Lewis is a researcher with the Northwest Evaluation Association, and while kids are doing better than their original projections, they found some are falling through the cracks.
One of the concerning findings in our report was that a larger proportion of students have gone missing this fall from our assessment data, and it's not a random sample. These are students that are more likely to be Black or Latinx. They tend to come from schools that serve a higher proportion of students experiencing poverty. They tend to be lower achievers in the past.
I'm scared for their future, to be very blunt. I'm scared.
Naples' mom of 4, Francesca DeVito, has a 13-year-old with autism and an 8-year-old with dyslexia.
It's a mother's job to protect her children, and I was completely out of control of this situation.
When she saw their learning slip going to school online, she sent them back in person, despite her medical issues.
I'm willing to risk that, my life, for them to have an education that's going to give them the opportunity to flourish.
But even back in school, she says Mason and Havana feel the pandemic's impact from issues and delays to their special education services.
My son's speech has regressed, he's slurring his words, and we've worked so hard in speech therapy for years.
While moms like Francesca and April are doing everything they can to protect their kids, Lewis says we need to do more research to find out exactly why kids are falling behind and how to fix it.
We shouldn't let a good crisis go to waste. And if this is something that can spur us to think more innovatively about how we teach kids, how we assess kids, how we support those, I think this is the time for that to happen.